Okay, here we go. The film is now rolling. So here we are in Nagasaki, Japan, and on a place called Omura Bay, which is a lot bigger than this, but you're seeing a little slice of it. And here's our traditional Japanese house, which has a thatched roof on it. And in front of this thatched roof house, which is hopefully going to be a hotel in a bit here, we have these gardens that we are making. They're raised beds, and it's now what day is it? The 26th, something like
27th today
of May, and we've been working. Okay, we've been working on this field since January, and now the raised beds are in order. So what I'm going to do is, without being very specific or like really organized here, is just ask Paul, one of our volunteers, to say, and here's Paul. Hello, Paul. To say what, you know, like what his ideas are been, because he's like sort of been like the foreman. You know, a lot of his ideas are just kind of letting him run with it because he knows what he's doing a lot more than me. Just let him talk about what he's been up to and where he's going with all this, and yeah, just whatever you got to say, Paul. Let's hear it.
That's cool. Right. So you stay on the camera.
Okay.
And here we go. So I arrived down here about mid-March, let's say March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. And the field in front of us here was 6 raised beds, the 6 raised beds on the right, that had been broadly built, but they had no soil in them. So apart from that, we had an open field with weeds, which hadn't grown up so fully, but it needed clearing and sort of planning. And I've arrived at the very early stages of this project, this workaway, and I've been given a bit of a carte blanche to tidy up and try and sort of think ahead. So we decided to put some infrastructure in for the first year, and guidelines that may or may not be changed in the coming seasons. So what we've done is we've started by building some more beds. So we've got another half dozen beds in there, and we've mixed the soil up. We've got a lot more organic matter in this stuff now. And we've deliberately raised the beds because this was previously a paddy field, and originally for rice, although more recently it's had pumpkins planted in it. But the very nature of the thing is that it's built on a clay soil, a loam clay soil, which is underpinned by rock and clay. So it tends to flood. So the purpose of the raised beds with the organic compost in them really is to stop water clogging in the roots, water over water logging, and to get some nutrients in for the plants, which we will be planting in the next week or two. So further to that, there is a wild boar problem in this neck of the woods, and traditionally the Japanese around here put big metal fences up, or electric fences, so it's a bit cold, it's like. But we decided to go a bit local and put some bamboo in. So the boys and girls have been very diligently putting this fantastic bamboo fence around what will be raised vegetable beds. Due to be planted in the next few days, just before the rainy season actually, because it's quite hot out here. It gets exposed to wind and rain and intense sun. We've also had a request from some of the local guides and people who are very interested in this historic building. We've been asked to grow some rice, some red rice, and Todd will explain the history to you. But again, so we've been forced, we were invited to dig a field. So we dug the paddy out, which we're going to fence again for wild boar purposes. It's going to be this area. The rice will be going in probably the next 10 days, 2 weeks. It's a local red rice, very special apparently. I believe we'll need to do a lot of watering to get it in, but there you go. And beyond this, I don't know whether you want to walk with me.
Sure, we'll take a walk over there.
Let's just take a stroll. Bamboo cutting in progress for the next piece of fencing. So beyond the protected areas, we're still digging out the field. We've got to clear it all. But I've decided to put a series of hugel cultures in. Hugel cultures basically being a shallow trench, or depending on your depth choices, filled with organic matter, soil, compost, tea leaves, whatever. And again, trying to raise this off the water table a little bit, trying to get more organic matter in. These are going to be a bit wilder, and we've got numerous types of them. We've got some full of leaves, some full of twigs, some full of old cuttings and what have you. Some are dug over, some aren't, some have got sticks in them. The rest of the field will be completed in the same manner, I hope, within the next month or so. And that's really where we're at. The sort of things we'll be planting. Coming on the cob, a lot of pumpkins down here again this year. But next year a sort of more varied harvest of peas and beans and onions and things. Probably put some lettuce down here and some spinach, and that's about it. The other point of interest is where the house is. I think we've got work in progress down there with a variety of compost heaps and log rots. I think we'll keep the bamboo in, it looks authentic. Other than that, we just enjoy the view in the porpoises. So.
All right. Thanks a lot,
all.
Paul. All right. Thanks, guys. Gonna stop here. Cheers.